When it comes to doing your water work, you want to look for opportunities to transition all of your training on land to the water. So what we're going to do here is a handling exercise where we've got open water on, in this case, on our left, and we've got some lamb retrieves on the right. And what we're going to ask the dogs to do is both, but we want them to go where we send them. So with most retrievers, they want to draw to the water. These dogs love the water and they want to go to that one. But a good thing to set up retrieves where you're asking the dog not to go in the water, just to make sure that they're listening to you. So that's what this little drill here that we have set up is. So what we're going to do is actually send a dog. We may want to stop him and handle him into the water. Maybe we send the other dog for the land retrieve. Then the dog that was in the water, we're going to send them for the land retrieve. You just want to consistently mix this up so that what you get at the end of the day is wherever you point your dog, that's where he's going to go. Water, land, wherever, because we're looking for that kind of control with our dog and that kind of teamwork. So we'll go ahead and run this. We're just going to send Diesel first. Sit down, Wiz. Diesel heel. Sit down. Get him lined up here. Hold back. Hold back. Got confused again. Bring him all the way in. Come on, Diesel. Deal. This time I'm going to take a couple steps forward, use my voice and my body language to drive him back. Go back. There, we got what we wanted. Good boy. Good lad. Good boy. Dead. Now the other dog was nice and quiet and honored well, so we're going to give him a retrieve now. Hold back. And we'll handle this one into the water. Get on. Now we've got another dummy out there on the land. Come on, hold. So it'll be good for this dog that struggled to go ahead and pick this next one on the land, just to make sure that the last retriever we did with him meant something to him and that he remembers. Hold back. Much better, much better. This dog loves the water, so anytime you get around it, he's naturally drawn to it because he's a natural water-loving dog. Not that all retrievers aren't, but this one especially loves the water. So this is a great exercise for him, where I'm asking him to stay out of it. No, I don't want you in the water. Go where I point you, go where I direct you, stay out of that water. So this was a great exercise for him. Again, this is what you're looking for in your training. Don't go out to the duck blind and not work out these issues before you go. Otherwise, you're going to have the problem in the duck blind. So this is where you want to fix it right here. This was a good exercise. We're going to move on to the next one now. We're at a piece of water where we can run our dogs on what's called a land water retrieve. And these are important if you hunt things like sloughs, flooded rice fields, anything like that where the birds don't always fall in the water. So if you consistently do a lot of retrieves in the water and the dog learns to just swim out and look for something in open water, it's very difficult to get them to drive through water back onto land to go find your bird. So you want to train for this if you can. Find yourself a piece of water or some cover where you can work specifically with your dog on driving through it back onto land, so that you teach them that not everything's going to be in the water. So that's exactly what we've got set up right here. We've got a memory on the other side of a piece of land. So the dog's got to drive through this water, over the piece of land and back into the water to find this dummy. So we're going to run this now and see if we've got any holes or any deficiencies with our dog. Hold back. If I need to, I'll help him here by driving him back with my voice, but right now he's taking a really good solid line. There's through the water. Now he's got to drive across this piece of land and back into the water to find our bird. Dead. Shake. Good lad. Good boy. Good boy. So that was good exercise right there. We're just going to go ahead and run the other dog on this. Now this is going to be a straightforward mark, but it's going to be on the other side of this land. So he's still got to mark this and drive across this water. Mark. Actually landed on the land. That's okay. Whiz. Lad. Dead. Shake. So we're just out on a training session here, and we were walking around, and I just saw something that reminded me. We hunt Mississippi River sloughs here a lot, and a lot of times what we do is just motor in, park the boat, and we get up on the bank into some willows like this, throw out some decoys, and try to kill some birds. So I always like, when I'm out on a training session, if I see something that looks realistic, like maybe something I've hunted before or something that I may want to hunt this year, and there's an opportunity to stop and set up a little training session with your dog, to go ahead and do that. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So we're kind of tucked back into these willows just like we would on a river slough, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple marks out. And this is a nice retrieve actually, because the dogs are going to have to drive through this water up onto the bank, which is exactly what we see in a hunting situation quite a bit. So we're just going to stop and give this a little go here. Mark. Diesel, go back. Nice little retrieve right here. And this is very realistic, right? What we're doing right here. Tucked back into some brush. Dogs have got to learn to mark through all this kind of stuff, and so you want to build this into your training. Just things like this. If you're out training, you see something that looks realistic, just stop and run and retrieve there. Dead. Good boy. Make sure both you as the handler and your dogs are prepared to handle that kind of situation. This is what you want to do in your training. This is the time to look for deficiencies or holes in your training and get them fixed before you go out there on that live duck hunt. So this was a great exercise to do.